Welcome to the class. Today I would like to give lecture on instrumentation for UV visible spectroscopy. In the instrumentation process, the main elements that we have to know are a light source, monochromator, sample and reference cells, detector, amplifier and recorder. These are the parts in a UV visible spectrophotometer. Now let us discuss all the parts in detail. Here I am giving light source. So light source may be of two types of light sources we will use in the case of UV visible spectroscopy. One is hydrogen deuterium lamp and the another one is tungsten filament lamp. Generally, hydrogen deuterium lamp will emit the UV radiation at a range of 200 nanometer to 375 nanometer. Over the range, the hydrogen deuterium lamp cannot expose the UV radiation. Now, for that purpose, we are using tungsten filament lamp. Tungsten filament lamp can emit the UV radiation at a range of 375 nanometer to 800 nanometer. So that's why to interpret the organic compound in UV visible spectroscopy, mainly two types of light sources can be useful. One is hydrogen deuterium discharge lamp and the other one is tungsten filament lamp. Our next part is monochromator. Monochromators are generally composed of prisms and slits. Generally, we are using a double beam spectrophotometer, and in the monochromator part we are having a small prisms, or simply we call it as grating. The purpose of monochromator is to convert the polychromatic radiation into monochromatic radiation. That means if the radiation present in different wavelengths has to be graded as particular wavelengths in the chamber of monochromator. For this purpose, small prisms are involved in the monochromatic chamber. Next one is sample and reference cells. When the sample cell and reference cell are introduced, of course, when the radiation that come from monochromator has to fall on sample cell and reference cell. Sample cell is the part for holding a solvent molecule. A solvent molecule with the compound, that is solute plus solvent, and the reference cell is made for particularly a solvent, that is pure solvent. So sample cell is the place for holding a sample that we have to investigate, and reference cell is used for the purpose of reference compound, that is a solvent. Generally, in the UV visible spectroscopy, we will use transparent solvents. Those are transparent to UV radiation. Now, simply the solvents are water, 90% ethyl alcohol and N-hexane, because they are exhibiting the UV absorption at 175 nanometers. They are transparent to UV region. They cannot give their signals in the UV region, so that we cannot confuse. That means with the solute, if at all we are giving a solvent, if there is no peak for a solvent, then it will be very easy for us to know the absorption peak of solute only. So for that purpose we are using particularly the solvents which are transparent to UV radiation, and the solvents are water, ethyl alcohol and N-hexane. N-hexane is a non-polar solvent and water and ethanol are polar solvents. And also the cells, sample cell and reference cell, are made up of silica or quartz. Glass cannot be used for these cells because glass absorbs UV light. So that's why due to the absorption of glass there must be extra peaks present. To avoid that condition we are not using glass cells. Okay, so we can use the cells which are made up of silica or a quartz material. Next part in the UV spectrophotometer is detector. Now when the beam passes through towards the sample cell as well as a reference cell, some absorption will take place. After the absorption the beam can be transmitted. The transmitted beam can be detected by the device called detector. In the detector there is arrangement of photocells. Now these photocells can detect the signals from sample cell as well as reference cell. As we know that sample cell will give less intense beam, that is transmitted beam, and reference beam can be of highly intense beam. Now these two beams can be arranged in detector and as a result alternating current can be generated. Now this generated alternate current will be passed to a instrument called analyzer. Now you see, of course, analyzer or amplifier. Now this amplifier can amplify the signals that are connected or that are get from a detector. Here amplifier can decode the signals that are get from detector. After proper detection and analyzing, that is amplifying, the amplified signals can be passed to the recorder. Here a recorder will give a fine picture of the compound which is in the form of a spectrum. Generally computer is used as a recording device. So by using this computer we can get the spectrum. So this is the overall requirement of spectrophotometer, that is UV visible spectrophotometer. Now we can see the picture of spectrophotometer. Here you are having a light source. Two light source we are using here, hydrogen deuterium lamp and tungsten lamp. As we know that hydrogen deuterium lamp is the provider of UV radiation at a range of 200 nanometer to 375 nanometers, and here tungsten lamp is used for the purpose of 375 nanometer to 800 nanometer. Okay, now when the light passes, the light fall onto the surface of a mirror. So a mirror can reflect the radiation that come from the light source, and reflected radiation has to pass towards the filter. So here filters can be present. Now these filters can filter the radiation come from the reflected one. Okay, here the filtration takes place. After the filtration, the beam can pass towards the monochromator. So here monochromator, as we already know that it is used for the purpose of converting polychromatic radiation into monochromatic radiation. So here particularly we are having gratings. When the radiation fall onto the surface of gratings, then the polychromatic radiation get converts to monochromatic radiation. That means different wavelengths get converted or get segregated as simple wavelengths or single wavelengths. Now we have converted polychromatic radiation into monochromatic radiation in this chamber. Okay, now the converted monochromatic radiation can pass from the monochromator and fall onto beam splitter. So here we are arranging beam splitter. Now the entered monochromatic radiation pass on to beam splitter. Here beam splitter can split the radiation into two equal halves, exactly two equal halves. One half reaches towards the reference cell and another half reaches towards the sample cell. So from here onwards we can name the beam as, here we can name the beam as reference beam. So simply I am writing RB. And here the beam is named as sample beam, simply SB. So now the reference beam reaches to a mirror and the reflection takes place. Now the reference beam pass on to the reference cell. Here we know that in the reference cell we will take a particular solvent that is in pure state. Okay, so pure state means there is no contamination and there is no impurity. We have to take the solvent in pure condition. Now whenever the reference beam reaches to the solvent, then as we know that the solvent is transparent to UV radiation, so that's why least absorption or almost nil absorption takes place. So that's why the transmitted radiation must be highly intense beam because of less absorption here in the reference cell. If you come to sample cell consists of solvent as well as solute that we have to investigate. That is in the form of solution. When the sample beam interacts with the sample consists of organic compound with solvent, so that's why the organic compound can absorb the sample beam. Some amount of sample beam can be absorbed by the organic compound. As a result, less intense beam, here high intense beam is emit out, and here less intense beam will be emit out from the sample cell. Okay, now here we have the arrangement detectors. The intense beam, highly intense beam that emit out from the reference cell can be detected by the detector D1, and the less intense beam that emit out from the sample can be detected by the detector D2. Now these two detectors can detect the signals that come from the reference cell as well as sample cell, and there must be the generation of alternating current. That alternating current can be passed towards the amplifier. So this is the data processing unit, that is amplifier. Here the signals that are come from D1 and D2 can be arranged in a systematic manner. So amplifier can amplify the signals, and those signals can be passed towards the recording device, and here the recording device can give fine spectrum of an organic compound. By visualizing the fine spectrum of an organic compound, we can find the compound structure. So this is the pattern of instrumentation used in UV visible spectroscopy. Thank you for giving this opportunity.